as well. They can definitely find their way in. They can zone break, and once they actually find that like opening to be able to get in on that mid, put them off stage with the plethora of combos, you know, nair, very technical stuff, it could be really bad news. I mean, mid doesn't have a whole lot of stuff to answer a lot of those questions, but the problem, like you've brought up before, she's got these hitboxes. It just keeps you out. So it's just a matter of keeping that pressure up and keeping that wall up.
And I can definitely understand Jubilee wanting to go to a stage like this. You know, small stage, easier to close the gap against a character like Min. You don't want to give Min too much leeway to work with, of course, as the character has the longest reach in this game. Doesn't necessarily care too much about zoning factor. But of course, the same can be said for Palu occasionally. So of course, it makes perfect sense that these two players wanted to play at a stage like this. I think they both have very solid strengths, particularly in this matchup, and just as characters in general on a stage like this. But right now, those strengths are coming out much more so in the favor of Jubilee, who's rocking 138% on his opponent Serenity right now, with only 53% I should say, tacked on them. Back air though, gonna do it that time around. Might have caught an air dodge for Serenity on the way in. You really gotta be careful. That move, air dodge does propel you back for just a second in the opposite direction the first time before you do it, but apparently Serenity, no fear intact at all, as that megawatt is gonna take the stock once again. And now we got bread and butter Palu combo, Skiff.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of up airs, I'm going to put on some good percentage, but here we go right into these second stocks here. And Min getting down those punches left and right, trying to get the combos going. And there we go, man. All of a sudden, having a nice little 2% lead is something big, but, you know, it's definitely a start. It's going to continue to put on. Oh, wow, actually, it's 1 forward air. It's going to put the percentage lead right back into Palutena's favor, but it's not about percentage. It's about stocks. Ooh, that was almost really terrifying. The down air spike definitely went off, but not going to get a crazy angle where Palutena would have not been able to recover, you know, right to that bottom blast zone. And oh, wow, that's exactly what I see. When you go low, when you go low against a Min, when they're off stage, you want to try and hit them so they can't make it back. And wow, that entire sequence is actually what put this into position for that laser to take out the second stock.
And a beautiful air dodge to make sure they don't get hit by the explosive flame, knowing that they would be in the proper position to be able to angle the up B tether right back towards the ledge. It's all about knowing what positions that Min can do that off the level. There are some sweet spots that make it pretty hard for Min to get back, and Jubilee has not exactly been exploiting that so far. Rather, we're seeing a lot of solid bread and butter combos on the part of them. You know, dash attack trying to kill off the top, nothing doing. And no, unfortunately, riding the wall. The right ledge right there was just a little too close to it, and the momentum, as we all know with teleport recoveries, carries throughout the move in this game, and Jubilee unfortunately holding the stick in the wrong direction that time around, up and riding away, up and away, says Jubilee to themselves. That's a self body, shake your own hand. Serenity is going to take the first game of Winners Final.
And you know what? It's a best of 5 set. You know, definitely want to try making some plays if you can. I mean, worst case scenario, you just get some data on how your opponent's playing, and then you just adapt from there. So honestly, not a huge deal. I mean, obviously, you don't want to allow Serenity to go up 2-0 because that's just a whole lot of pressure that you don't want to deal with. So not a huge deal. See what happens in this game, too. See what stage we're going to be going to. I'm sure Jubilee's got a nice little counter pick in mind, and we'll probably be seeing that. Who knows? Maybe we go right back to small battlefield. I don't feel like that was even a bad stage. It was just a couple of small misplays that gave Serenity a whole lot of mileage, but you know what? That's what consistency is for. You need to make sure you're consistent against Min because of those small openings that just lead to stocks and devastating leads.
I tell you, man, I mean, Palutena is one of the characters that can do it. She's got that keen goddess sense in those eyes, but with a lot of characters, getting in on a character like Min, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You know, like, there's that one little opening, it's a little glimmer of hope that you can see at the end of the tunnel, but it's a really, really dark tunnel, and the lights on your car are broken, and you might just careen into the side if you're not too careful. Palu, though, of course, got mean hitboxes and forward air, as well as just good ways to pave her way in with moves like auto reticle, and just invincible moves like back air and dash attack. So if there's any character that can do it, Skiff, it's definitely her. We just gotta make sure Jubilee is gonna go ham enough that they'll be able to actually break that zone and not, unfortunately, SD like we saw before. But hey, it's just a flub, like you mentioned before. Happens to the best of us, and it's definitely better to do that in a best of 5 than a best of 3. I don't think you need me or Skiff to really explain to you why.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll definitely see what the situation is going to be as we get into this game 2 here. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure, just trying to figure out the stage or going or anything like that. But we're definitely at a little bit of an impasse here. Like, I don't think either of them are selecting stages or anything. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But either way, hope everyone in chat is having a good night so far. It's a solid little Monday. Can't complain too much, but you can't complain that it is Monday. So either way, hope everyone's having a good night so far. I'm having a great one. What about you, Nintunis?
Yeah, dude, I'm having a blast. I haven't casted a Fusion in quite some time. I'm always happy to help out Collision Series and RJ for their events, all that good stuff, which, just in case you forgot, is what this event is brought to you by. You can definitely help us out by following right here at Collision Smash, and don't forget to follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and their Facebook, and their YouTube, of course. You got it all down there at the bottom left. Collision Smash, you know it. I've been working with these guys since the offline times. Well, that seems like the before time at this point, and in our world, in our neck of the woods for something like Smash, I think for a lot of reasons you guys know it definitely is. I've worked with all these wonderful people for quite some time, and they put in tireless work to create wonderful experiences for you. So if you want to help and just give a little bit of that love back, you definitely can.